Hello. I'm trying to make a new video here. Um, Apparently last night at 10:30, I was trying to do a video, and then my old video software, whatever app, got discontinued. Gamecaster. So now I'm trying to find some video player that I like, and I ended up with this one so far. What is this thing? OBS? I didn't have to pay nothing for it, and I hope that the video quality is going to come out. I hate messing around with this again to make sure everything's okay. So, I got to figure out some stuff. And it's showing that we are recording. That's good. Okay. Well, anyway, here's the quick rundown on this build. I'm gonna open up the character sheet. I started doing the druid Blightcaster one life. And since it's a druid, I maxed out wisdom on it in constitution. And I also made this one a half elf like the normal druids because I get that dragon mark of the storm or whatever from the half elf. And then, God, I'm just not feeling so good here. And then, because, like, if you start with the half elf and do this, like this, you always end up with a bunch of extra points if you are a legendary build. So I believe that I did put some into charisma because I wanted a little higher UMD. And I think I put dex at 10 to start. All the level points on the way up went into wisdom. It's only sitting at 82 right now at level 32. Now, yeah, here's the thing. This DDO is saying that with all the archetypes, it's easier to just make an archetype rather than a brand new class. So this one is just a spellcaster. It doesn't do any melee. So I am just all in on the druid Blightcaster tree. Um, uh, the thing is with the druid is they got a whole bunch of different types of damage that they can do, or spell types that they need. In the Blightcaster's two primary are, oh, geez, well, I'm gonna give it 4 primary. Uh, Force, poison, negative, and acid. However, I believe that it's more acid and force for me. You can make it more poison and force. The negative is, it just doesn't have as many spells for the negative spell power. However, you imbue some of your stuff along the way with negative damage. If I can find it. And it allows you to pick sort of between poison and acid as you work up this enhancement tree on some of the SLAs. So I personally just lean towards the acid side of those moves. Now, I'm looking for that thing that shows that there it is, defile growth. It's giving your entangle, spike growth, and grasping thorns extra 1d4 negative energy damage per spell level every 2 seconds. So that's where the negative energy comes in outside of using spells like Rend the Soul if you took it, and Necrotic Ray. Otherwise, you get a whole ton of things, and there's a lot of different ways to build these to your own liking or depending on whatever you want to do. You know, that's what's neat about this. I always have fun playing any caster just because uh you know the damage output to begin with, and then druid on top of that gets like level 9 base spells, or once they're heightened can start at a level 9. So this thing, you could easily, if you were a newer player and maybe you didn't even hardly do any druid lies at all, the other one, the normal druid, you can easily get enough SLAs here and double them up if you want with your spells, which is, it's easier to manage because you don't have as many different types of spell types and different spells to worry about. Like right now, I got I don't even know how many hot bars opened up right now on screen, 8, 10, 12, 16. And it's because instead of just doubling up on the SLAs that they give with the spells, I took opposite spells. Okay? So I really have a wide range of different damage types that I can do. You don't have to play that way. I'm just doing it just cuz I like things crazy. So we'll after we get done with this, we'll open up the spells and look at it just so you can see what I'm talking about. But if you didn't have all the points to go spend over here in the racial tree, then you could go dump a whole bunch over here into Season's Herald and get even more SLAs, depending on what you wanted to do. But keep in mind, as a Blightcaster, you won't be able to go into those old druid forms. But it's like, so, well, so what? Then you can do lightning and acid and poison and negative and some fire and even word of balance is up there. But I loaded that as a spell. Okay, so this thing is like variable caster's dream in terms of what you could build it into. It's pretty funny. So, so like I said, I leaned on the acid side, so I took that acid cloud at 7, you know. But I also took insidious spores. Hmm. Oh yeah. Oh nice. And then I also took the greater keeping cold, and then I also took there's that word of balance, and their grasping thorns and stuff. Even though those come up in their SLAs. Okay. So So what I'm doing is I'm doing the opposite of what's in the tree just to get more stuff going. There you go. That's the best way I can explain it. Thorn bloom and your spike growth and your thorn spike. These are all doing pierce damage as well as whatever other effects get added to them. So that spell power is coming off of your force spell power. And so it's something that you got to watch out for if you want to be more force spect or more negative spect or whatever. It's hard to keep all the spell types up as powerful as the others, especially like my cold and lightning. Pretty neat. Hmm. I also loaded the horrid wilting. I mean, it's just crazy. Like you can do whatever you want. I got a web at level 2 outside of entangle and those other things like the spike growth. Spike growth also transmutation spell. But boy, so I usually end up blazing up the Greater Dragon Mark of the Storm from a half elf, and then going casting, you know, whatever I want, whatever type's gonna do the most damage on stuff. Um, Character sheet, spell power, stats. So here's what I mean. Electric's only coming in at 650. The cold's only coming in at 655. However, acid's at 843. I think that's the high mark. Force coming in at 776. And even light damage for Word of Balance, I think. Yeah. It's an evocation spell, but it's coming off of your light damage. It's only 563. So, but the other thing is then is like it's just crazy. There's almost like in terms of the way that I had been building characters, they also get two insta kills, like Finger of Death and Wail of the Banshee. So there's a lot of different ways that you can play it. In terms of crowd control, you can just go spam those things and you want and get secondary damage because you're a blight orientated thing, or you can just run around and try to insta kill everything as long as it's not on cooldown, or the third part, you could just go do extreme amounts of DPS if you want to. I'm on the DPS end as best I can. All right? I mean, so much fun, but a little bit of chaotic chaos when you're trying to figure out quickly what to use. But that's fun. Okay, Epic Destinies. I am in Draconic. I was messing around in the Primal avatar a little bit, but this is the breakdown. Uh, I like Draconic with the breath attack too, which is acid. And another interesting thing is that when you do the druid, or even this build, I can also switch over to Magus of the Maggot of the Apocalypse, of the Eclipse. Oh, sorry. Magnus for Magnuson of the Eclipse. Bro, I lift things. I lift things up and put them down. Yeah. Okay. So, because the cool thing about this is is one of these in here is giving you the chill aura. So like if you are boosting more of the negative energy damage on it, you could even do a chill aura negative in here, or a cold one if you wanted to, and run around. Time stop's pretty cool up here. Wherever it is. There it is. Real long cooldown on it, but it does work wonders on some tough mobs for a couple seconds. Okay? And I don't know what I'm doing here. I spent a couple points on Great Summoner and and whatever. I summoned the succubus chick, but that I mean, with 3 the past life druids already, it's pretty steroidal, even though it's only a level 20 base succubus. At level 32, and you're doing reapers, she doesn't last too long, right? It's still, it's too much of an aggro pull. And guess I wanted to say hi to everybody who's still playing over on Kyber. I see one of my friends has posted a video of something. His Swiss Army knife build. But I guess, I mean, in terms of caster, this is the Swiss Army knife. Man, any type of thing you want to dial up, you can dial it up. You can play it 3 different ways if you want to. So, okay. What do I got on here? So I did start to go out to Isle of Dread and get all the stuff together for level 32. I got mixed feelings about this. That's the bad part about this gear is that you can only really wear it for one level in game. So, but it is nice. I mean, this is what 31 level 31 and 32. I can't get the armor on because I think I got a gem in there that's minimum 32. Hmm. So the three sets that I did manage to get out of the Isle of Dread after ramming through the chain a bunch, I found some people that were doing it on Reaper 4 or something, and we kept doing it like a couple nights in a row. And and I really like the pack. I love what they did with the graphics and everything out there, and uh, and some of the quests are long, some are short. You know, it's really yeah, it's great. It's fun. Um, but I managed to put together some sets for two sets from out there: the Echoes of the Walking Ancestors and the base set, which is just the legendary Dread Isles Curse. Um, the to remove some of these fangs and other stuff, there is something bone picker or something that you can get from the DDO store. It doesn't look like it's been dropping in the quests as random loot, so that's kind of pricey, you know. But the good thing is no matter what build you're on, you can always modify your equipment. Then, it's not like it's stuck. So I'm happy with that overall system. You can pretty much craft whatever the heck you want. It's just, you know, years and years of messing around. But I like this. I like this pendant out there. The legendary pendant of Earth is giving me some of those spell point powers in insightful form. So just some stuff to look out for. And this ring is the base 149 for impulse and corrosion, and for combustion. So even if you were on the fire side or picking more fire spells, I don't know. You know how druid still has their seasons? Well, they're both loaded down here, and I'm primarily running in winter because it's really given a boost to all those, even though it is a Blightcaster. So you can have that active. And the last set that I'm wearing then is the Ender set, 5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if you can see my mouse on this new video thing. Anyway, we'll see if this works. Feats. Open up the feats. Destiny feats. You see, I grabbed Epic Spellport Cold, Acid, Electricity, and Force. Epic Mental Toughness and Wellspring of Power and Intensifier are the epic feats. I wish, you know, that's another thing I don't like, but it's not that big a deal. If I take out Epic Mental Toughness, I might be able to get Embolden in there, give you some more DCs on some of your spells. But I lose spell points then. And because of this arrangement in my enhancements tree and my Epic Destiny tree, I try to maximize or go in for as much possible damage as I can do, action point wise. If you are a new player, you might want to delve into these efficient meta magics here to cut down on your spell point usage. I don't play that way. I try to get empty between shrines. And that's the one I guess kind of drawback about this is that if you play like me, you're gonna be drinking some spell point pots from the DDO store on occasion, cause that's just what it is. I think it's been that way on every caster I ever played in my whole DDO career. Okay, so when you start up the Blightcaster, along the way you're gonna get all these different forms and some imbues. The Thorn imbue and the Poison and the Acid imbue are for your melee weapons, and you have to be in a certain shape, wild shape, to receive some of them. So those are pretty much just geared for melee. You know, I don't even have one out here. But the forms are the Blighted Wolf, the Hive Master, and the Thorn Knight. Now, I'm in the Greater Hive Master. Makes you um, you get a +3 caster level and max caster level of all acid and poison spells. Okay, that's the only shape that gets that high. The other ones are +1, I think. The Thorn Knight. Oh no, Thorn Knight gives you +3 caster level also. So I could probably switch over to that if I wanted to. It's making you tougher. 10% exceptional bonus to armor class, 100% fortification in that form. You know? So that might be like something you want to make a tank out of. Why not? They'll throw everybody for a loop, huh? Dwarf Thorn Knight tank. Look, says on the bottom you become 15% more vulnerable to fire, and now have immunity to most sleep, stun, paralyzation, poison, and mind affecting spells and abilities. Oh. And 10% absorption against piercing attacks, and 5% absorption against bludgeon attacks. So it might make a tank. I haven't seen too many of those running around. Still, druid's gonna have some problems getting his charisma up high enough for intimidate. Alright. There's the least dragon mark of the storm, which, yeah, there's another feat that could have been used for something. Little feat star? No, it's not that bad. Empower, enlarge, heighten, maximize, and quicken. Improve mental toughness. And there you go. Here's the form. This is what you look like. Let's see if I can do that better. Turn into a bumblebee hive. A little bit green. Can't even see my eyeballs. Right. So for all you ladies out there, if you don't like the look, you don't gotta do it. Right down here is the Veil of the Elements, which will toggle that look. So there you are. Does that look? If that looks better for you, you can go back to that. So there you go. I hear a little bee noise. I'm buzzing around. Anyway, I hope this video works, and have a nice weekend, everybody. Thank you.